Hi, I'm Ultraviolet. Welcome to Hi everyone, welcome to Strong Fire Tarot. My name is UV, short for Ultraviolet, the light that can see in the darkness. And today we're going to be exploring Aries energy for the collective. That means how the magnetic push and pull of Aries is affecting all of us right now, okay? So let's begin. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I really appreciate you guys. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. Let's get right to it. What cards? Okay. Second, it's a bit far. I have short T-Rex arms. Okay, let's begin. Divine Feminine, okay. Chakras, sacral, delight. I was sunbathing today, divine masculine. Okay, that's really cool. I feel like we feel whole. Okay, let's see, Aries. Give me a card. Throat chakra in reverse. So that was the first one I saw, and it came out. So we have to watch what we say. This one is about to turn off. It was about to turn off before, so we have to be very cautious with our words. Everything we speak, we manifest. So the power of our words, how it's a double-edged sword. So everything you speak can affect you. So let's see what this is about. Emotion, determined, special. Okay, my energy is grumpy. You see, being careful with our words. Okay, so bored in reverse. We're finding ways to occupy ourselves without having to talk to anyone. Frustrated, upset, annoyed. Okay. So I have upset, frustrated, and annoyed in the bottom here. And that's what surrounds us. The way it came out, it's like people are speaking words that make others feel upset, frustrated, annoyed, and we're just really getting tired of like the ill communication here. I just feel like it's not... There's nothing of value being communicated between people. So what is this about? Let's see. Okay. Very indecisive. We don't know what to do about a situation here. You see, we feel stuck about something that was said or done, and people were left upset, feeling triggered, and it wasn't fun. So if I see bored in reverse, I see it as like it wasn't fun what this argument was about. Someone was annoyed about someone's behavior, and someone got upset, and someone got angry. So something's out of balance here. Sorry, I'm repeating myself, but I'm trying to understand what's going on here. So what's going on here? The Hermit. Yeah, it wasn't wise. Hermit universe. Yeah, the Fool in reverse, the Nine of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. Something from the past, a past soulmate, a past friend, a past person, a past connection, was supposed to bring wisdom and a new beginning here, or a new cycle, a new opportunity, but something went backwards, I feel, because the Wheel of Fortune is here, and there's three major arcanas: the Fool, the Hermit, and the Wheel of Fortune. And what was supposed to be a wise, fortunate connection ended up being annoying and not what we expected, and ill words were spoken, and that's why the cycle ended and the opportunity was lost here, because it felt like it wasn't going anywhere. The Nine of Wands, it felt very stagnant. It felt like someone wasn't going to change, or too much sadness, too much negativity around this hermit. And the hermit is like, no, I have my star to follow here. And it just looked away from the situation. It just went like, okay, I can't stay stagnant here. If we're not giving each other positive energy, then what's the point, right? So we're just like really we're upset about how it turned out. It wasn't what we expected. So I had a vision, and I saw a friend getting a miscarriage. So I had multiple visions. So the first vision was someone giving birth to a beautiful baby. Then another vision was a baby drowning. Then another vision was a miscarriage from a childhood friend. And then another vision of a baby dead and I couldn't save it. So a baby represents new opportunity. A miscarriage means something that you were expecting it to like be something beautiful and positive, didn't turn out as planned. It didn't go as planned. It did not bring us the hopes that we had. So we had high expectations for it, and it went the complete other direction. It died. The opportunity was lost. This beautiful opportunity was lost because of someone's upsetting, frustrated, annoyed, bored, unexcited, passionless behavior here. It's very blue, you know, like blue moon, like it's just very gloomy. And you see, it was in the blue, it's everything is sad. Like, no, they don't talk about things that they're proud of, fulfillments, wish fulfillment, dreams. You know, I want to be a star. I want to be introduced to the world, like in this curtain here. You know, I want to be a star, and I want to feel free. I want to be happy. It wasn't conversations like that. It was really gloomy conversations. So the universe ended. The universe disconnected these people because it did not bring abundance. It did not bring nurturing of what was offered. So I'm trying to understand, guys. I hope it makes sense to someone out there. So they didn't appreciate, they did not nurture the opportunity they were given. And that's why the cycle was reversed. Something was stagnant because of someone's gloomy behavior that brought out ill words from one another. So, but it's only normal that if someone brings this kind of energy to the table, that the words that are going to be spoken are not things that are going to bring like blessings. So what happened here? Wait, yeah, there was a connection that was lost here. You see the Empress and the Lovers in reverse. This Empress, so one of the persons, okay, so one party was very powerful, very nurturing, very creative, very an Empress, and this connection that was supposed to be divine flipped upside down because someone wasn't acting divine. They were talking from a place of imbalance and distress, because peace is here in reverse. So someone that's very nervous, insecure, not confident, out of balance, a lot of it's just someone that's not really proud of who they are. And because they brought that to this connection with an Empress, the Empress said, I cannot have, well, the universe said, because the universe is making this decision, that I'm changing the contract here. The contract's been changed because if you're not appreciating what I am offering you, then you don't deserve it. So someone knows that, and someone is nurturing this blessing, and someone is burdened by life. So what's the So I have the Queen of Cups, the Four of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. It just didn't work out. It didn't work out the way it had to happen. Well, it happened the way it had to happen. This was a lesson for someone. Not to entertain people that don't nurture the opportunities and blessings that the universe offers. That's not divine of us. The moment we show ingratitude is the moment we lose it all. And the Empress knows that. So that's why she doesn't entertain connections that are not divine. If the moment the Empress realizes that the person that they're entertaining are karmics, that's when they say no and they change the cycle, because they only want union with divine people, 1111, and people that have self-love, ambition, gratitude, so much to give and so much to receive. It's someone that works hard or just knows what they should focus on, and they're working on that because they're wise. So if someone comes in with this kind of energy, they're not welcomed in your reality. Even though they want to stay, the universe will kick them out. Something's going to happen to them. The more they stay in your presence when they don't belong there, the more bad karma they receive, because they're interfering someone's divine important purpose here. Someone here has a very important purpose on earth, and whoever tries to come in between God and this person by distracting them with things that are upsetting, annoying, frustrating, like that's when the universe is like, you're not allowed in this divine person's world. So bad luck starts happening to them, so they don't have the time to even focus on you. They're kicked out from the divine world because they don't bring divine things, which is positive energy to this beautiful, strong Empress. You see, there's two queens here, and one is so here we're working on the emotional aspects of things. So someone knows that they spoke out of imbalance because of the trigger, and they're reflecting on that, and they know how blessed they are to have all of this going on for them, and that they're working towards a higher purpose. So they're reflecting on how they could have handled this situation better, but it had to happen to learn how to handle this kind of energy in a more divine way, because people will trigger you. People are going to keep bringing this kind of energy to you, but it's the faster you notice it, the faster you eliminate it, the faster you step into good fortune. So you turn down this karmic contract really fast. You had to do it. You knew that you had to do it. Something told you, because you're really divine here. The Hermit, the divine feminine came out before, divine masculine. You're very in tune with yourself, all the elements. You're in the Empress energy, and you know that you can no longer entertain karmic beings because you're trying to attract a union with someone that is equally divine as you. This reading is hard to decipher, so we're maybe feeling a bit confused as to why it had to go like this, or why did I attract that connection when I'm in my power? Why did I attract that? And it's because the universe is preparing you for more people like this that will try to say ill things to you to bring you back to being just a queen and not an empress. They don't like that you're ascending higher and higher and higher and getting more and more and more. So the universe wants you to practice with familiar faces how to identify this energy and say no to it the second you recognize it. This is not allowed on your journey anymore. It's going to be around you, but they're not allowed in your world. They're allowed to watch you. They're allowed to witness your growth, but they're not allowed to be a part of it if they don't bring gratitude, nurturing, self-love, emotional balance, and an equal give and take union here. You see how fruitful the connection is supposed to be? If it's not that, then it's not it. And you know that you're working on attracting better things. So this had to happen. This is just a lesson to make you stronger, to identify. You're wiser now. The Hermit is on the table. You're wiser now. And you know that this is not welcomed anymore. And that to protect these people, you need to keep them away from you. Because if these people think they're allowed in your presence when you're on a very different journey than people that are still ungrateful, still in their shadows and their sorrow and their sadness and their problems and all of that. If you know that they're coming with all of that, and you know that's not allowed on your journey because the divine journey is very strict, the more you allow them in your world, the more bad karma they get, because they're delaying, they're interfering with your purpose. And you have an important one. So this is really bad for these people. So the best thing to do is not to say ill words to them, but just to end the cycle and step into another cycle fast. Just say no to it. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. This is not it. I'm sorry. The Fool. You're acting like a fool. I don't want it. It feels stagnant. It's not going anywhere. Goodbye. I wish you well. And back to focusing on what you're supposed to do. Because you're getting orders from the above. And as above, so below. So if you don't obey, it's just going to be a longer process or a heavier process. The burden, it's going to be a burden to deal with divine orders and these people. Like, you're not allowed to entertain these people anymore. They don't belong in the dimension that you're in now. So if they think that they do, really bad things can happen to them. And you knowing that, you need to distance yourself from this energy, because you know how karmic it could be for them to interfere God's plan. It's making sense now, but it doesn't feel comfortable to, because some people might feel like you think you're above me because you're an empress, you know, and I'm just a queen, you know, or that's not it. You can become an empress too, and an emperor and a divine human being. But if you're not that yet, then don't interfere someone else's journey. That's not right. That's not allowed. It's not even legal in this world. You see, it's not righteous to say things that are out of balance on your level. It's like, no, you know better now. You've known this for very long, and you're going to allow this energy to bring this out of you. I taught you this a long time ago, and you're still reacting to this when this is just a test. So we're coming to understand that I could have handled that better, because this is something that's constantly going to be around me, but I can't let it in my world. It could stay around me, and I don't need to focus on that. You see, you're focused on taking orders and following through with them. You have so much to take care of, to nurture, to love, you know, and you can't waste time with people that don't see love anywhere. Because love is everything and everyone. And if they cannot see love and all they do is be upset about things, they're bored with life, nothing's fun, nothing's worth it, nothing is going their way, they're frustrated with their results, they don't have a strong connection to their higher self. So that means that they're not on your level, and that means that you can't entertain it at this point in time. If one day they decide to do the work and go from queens to empresses, then yes, they will be vibrating at equal frequencies, and that will be a fruitful connection. But if it's not that, then I don't want it. Aries is just like analyzing the whole thing, because the whole reading was me trying to analyze what's going on here. And it's just, I'm not trying to be rude here. That's how I feel. I'm not trying to be a bad person. I'm not trying to tell you off. I'm not trying to be mean with my words. I'm not trying to be unwise or whatever, but you brought out the worst in me, and that's not fair. That's not right. That's not right. If you brought out the worst in me, that means that I did not master myself. And that's what the Aries energy is disappointed with, is that they did not master themselves in this situation. They let lower frequencies get to them. And they're like, no, I'm never going to do this again. That's why the Wheel of Fortune is on the table. You learned a lesson here, and that was the lesson. That's why the divine sent you this connection, was for you to learn the lesson, to never again allow someone else's blue energy to make you blue. You're more aligned than that. You're every color. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, you see the Scorpion. You were supposed to control yourself. You weren't supposed to sting. Not everybody's gonna think that you're a bad animal, you know, like you're an animal. You reacted, you burned them, you hurt them, you sting them. You know, they were triggering you. You only attacked because you felt threatened. But that's when you know, fuck, I fucked up. I let zombies get to me, and I attacked it. And the divine feminine masculine is like, I could have done better with that situation. That's not me. And they brought out exactly what they wanted to bring out of me. They wanted to prove to the world that I am evil, I am mean, I am whatever, you know. So that's what they did. These zombies, these ungrateful people that are constantly victimizing themselves and not seeing blessings everywhere they go. They wanted to prove to the world that she's not as divine as she says, or they're not as divine as they say. They're not as wise as they say. Look, I brought out the worst in them. And you're like, fuck, they did. I set something out of balance. But now I know better. For my future connections, if I can't control my emotions, then I leave it. And I don't want to entertain it, and they're not allowed in my world if they bring out the worst in me, because I'm trying to be a better person here. And I'm too blessed to, you see, I'm too free, too strong, too blessed, too divine, too great, too intuitive to allow them to make you something that you're not. You're a butterfly now. You know, you used to be a caterpillar, and you went through the larva phase, which wasn't easy, and now you have your wings and your freedom and your greatness and direction, and you could do so much with this intuition that you have. So never again do I sting, even though I can, even though they did everything for me to do that. Never again do I show my sting, because that's not who I am anymore. I'm better than that. I'm a butterfly horse here. So if they try to dim your light, you protect yourself and your blessings, and you let it go. You let it go. You see how this brings, like, the waves just takes it away from you. So these vultures are after your egg, huh? So that's what's going on. They have a dark egg and you have a golden egg. So the vulture is trying to try to convince you that your egg is just a dark egg, like nothing special, because they haven't found their light yet. So they're attracted to shiny things, and they stick on it like a moth to a flame. So when they see you, that's what you're trying to understand. It's like your divine light attracts the wrong type of energy, like a moth to a flame. They stick on you, these beings of darkness. And then they bring out the worst in you, and then you're ashamed of that because you knew better. You're a butterfly horse. And these envious eyes, they can look at you, but they're not allowed to be with you anymore. So the universe is just eliminating them from your life alone. Or you leave. But you can't connect with these energies. It's dangerous for them. They build really bad karma for themselves. It's dangerous for them more than for yourself. It's dangerous for you because you also get really bad karma if you react out of imbalance, because at your level, you should have already known what's best, you know? Like you knew when you reacted that you did something wrong. The moment you did, you're like, oh my God, can I take that back? That's not me. That's not who I'm trying to be. That's who they're trying to prove that I am. And they won, you know? They got what they wanted. They wanted to prove to the world that, you see, it was them. It wasn't me. But it was them that brought the negative energy, so you obviously mirrored it. But that's why they're not allowed in your world. That's why you have to stay away from it and not give them these opportunities. Or just recognize it. If it's not fruitful, the connection, then it's not allowed. It's too strict. This journey is just too strict. And you're doing so good to allow one ungrateful energy here to make you ungrateful. So that's why you're nurturing your things, you're counting your blessings, you're working on following orders, you're loving yourself, you're you're righting your wrongs with the universe, and the universe knows your heart, so that's why you're going to attract abundant connections. This was just a test for you, a lesson for you to acknowledge this reaction that you have towards these ill people. Hurt people. So negative comments, negative words that come from them, don't entertain it. Don't let them make you impulsive and say things that you'll regret after, because that's not who you're trying to be. They're trying to prove that you're that. And they're watching you and they're like, haha, I told you. She's not as divine as she says, you know, like, oh, they're not as great as they say, you know, they're not as nice as they say, because they're so full of shit, darkness, that they don't want to see others be good, self-loving, graceful, attracting people that are good for them too. But that's what you're stepping into, so you're still going to get it. You're going to get great connections. You can win with these people. It's like chasing your own tail. So let them look at you, but don't let them in your life, okay? And you focus on your own reflection. I could have handled that better. I'm a better person. I'm graceful now. I'm kind. I'm nurturing. I'm selfless. I share. I care. I do everything as righteously as possible. And the universe knows that. And because they know that, they were testing you with this connection to see whether or not you give in to lower energy. And I think you failed the test, but now you know better, because the Wheel of Fortune is here. So at some point it was the Fool in reverse, so you had to learn the lesson, but the lesson is learned because the Wheel of Fortune is upright. So now you're like, no, okay, I'm stepping into a better cycle. I'm not a queen, I'm an empress, and I'm wise, and I want divine people in my life, and that's all I want to connect with. You bring this, you're out. You don't eat on my table if you don't count your blessings, because a second of ingratitude is like spitting in God's face. And that's not who I am. I look at myself in the mirror and I see grace. The universe is watching your every move because you're really important here. You have an important purpose. You have something special. You're special. And that's the card I saw before too. You're special, and you're stepping into something really great. And the greater you are, the more this energy will multiply around you. So you need to know how to handle it with the wisdom that you possess. So whatever happened here, never again. Okay? You see, the camel is wise. Never again do I let other people's sadness make me mad, sad, angry. You know, like, no, that's their feelings, not mine. That's their energy, not mine. That's their hatred, not mine. That's their envy, not mine. That's their resentment, not mine. So it's like, let them keep whatever emotions they feel, but don't feel what they're feeling, because it doesn't feel good. It's like drinking poison. They're the ones feeling the negative feelings, so they're the ones hurting their own bodies by not being balanced. So bring yourself up again, okay? Let's see an advice here. Whew. It was hard to, you see, wounds. Hurt people. They try to kill you. I think you identified it faster than you were supposed to here. Because they try to hurt you. You're loyal. You deserve great connections. And the universe knows that. So when you entertain connections that you're reducing your worth for, the universe makes sure that you see the truth. Okay, let's see an advice for the collective. Sister love, Snow White and Rose Red, this connection. So your connections are supposed to be 8, right? You give positive, the 8 amplifies, it grows, it becomes more powerful. You give negative, the 8 becomes smaller and smaller and smaller till it disappears and breaks, okay? So your connections are supposed to be reciprocal, give and take, positive energy where you move beyond the sorrow phase. You know, there's no more sorrow, there's just blessings, gratitude, like we're both boss ladies here, or mutual respect, and they only see good things in one another. So the Snow White and Rose Red, 26. So family bonds, sister love, sharing when you have little, rewards for good deeds, sharing what you have creates abundance, sibling loyalty and love, extending hospitality and generosity, seeing beyond appearances, reward for a good true heart. The universe knows your heart and you will be rewarded for that. This was just a test for you to see, right? So here you see seeing beyond appearances. So maybe they showed up like they were your sisters or your sister from another mister and all of that, but you saw beyond appearances that they came with this dark energy and you're like, no, I reflect who I'm around and I don't want to reflect that because that makes me ungrateful and I don't want to lose the blessings that I'm about to receive. So you turned it down. You're like, you're not divine. You're not what you say you are, and you recognized it really fast. So congrats, Aries. This was just a test. It was a lesson, and you passed it. You didn't pass it with flying colors. Like maybe you got 72% on that test, but you passed. You passed. The universe is like, okay, you recognize the bad behavior. You're never gonna repeat it again. You're like, no, I promise. No, I'm sorry. And they're like, fine. But no, you did not pass with flying colors. You did react to this energy, and that's when they're like, no, please. And you awaken from it. You're like, okay, I can do better now. Deception is their own, not mine. And I want balanced things day and night. Okay, so you're about to receive beautiful connections here because this was like the test before receiving trustworthy connections here. You're freeing yourself. The horse was on the table. You're freeing yourself from liars, people that are not grounded. You're freeing yourself from people that claim to see truth, but they're not. Like, claim to have wings, but they don't. Claim to, like, they sell themselves really well, but then you see the truth really fast because of the powers that you possess. The universe will always let you see the truth. The universe will not let you be fooled. You see the fool in reverse? I'm like, you did not fool me. You did not fool me. You were trying to keep me stagnant. You were not grateful for that opportunity. This is not what I need. Goodbye. Like, that was it. That's fine. Now you're gonna fly. You're gonna be smarter now to handle these energies because you're gonna attract more and more of that. The higher you go, the more you'll attract this. Okay, so be prepared. Be prepared for test after test after test. Okay, guys, so that's my Aries reading. Maybe I should get an advice from the universe. You see, if it feels stagnant, it feels stuck, it's not going anywhere, like, nah, you don't need it. You're so wise. Let's see, an advice. Your boundaries are trash. Oi! Block those bad vibes. That's what you did. You blocked it. You have boundaries. And it's like no words should have been spoken. After you notice that they crossed your boundaries, the only thing you should have said was nothing and leave. If you said something, you lost some points there. That's why I said, like, you only passed with like 70% on your test, but you passed. You see, you think someone is lying? They are. You knew it. Your dreams revealed it to you. The truth will always be revealed to divine beings, especially. Like, you'll know, and fast. You see, watch out, things could get ugly. They're being shady. So you felt it. You felt it because they started complaining. Look, this one was stuck on the table. Stop fucking whining. They were whining and no one wants to listen to that shit. Complaining makes you weak. You have the strength to change your world, so do it. And you're like, no, you're making my world dark and my world is blessed. Get away from me. Don't allow them in your world anymore. That was the universe teaching you to identify these people really fast because they're going to delay your growth and they're going to make you feel weighed down. But you liberated yourself. Congrats. You're free. You'll be okay. Don't ever sting someone again. You leave. Don't let them define you. You know yourself, okay? I love you guys. If you want a private reading with me, go to Facebook, Strong Fire Tarot. Click on the button book now. Choose a time and day, and I'll contact you for further information. If not, you could email me, strongfire@gmail.com. No, sorry, strongfiretarot@gmail.com. And just tell me I would like a reading, and we'll coordinate something. Thank you for your comment, like, share, subscribe. I hope you like this reading, and I'll see you next time. I'm recording more videos now, so Stay tuned. Love ya. Bye.